ICP doesn't need hype to win this cycle, it just needs people to finally understand what it's building. In my opinion, ICP has the perfect narrative to have a fantastic bull run in 2026, and in this video I will discuss why that is. I'm also going to take a look at the chart and let you guys know what I'm expecting out of the short to medium term for this project, and last but not least, I will take a look at some macro news events that are causing quite a bit of volatility in the crypto space. But before I get into all of that, guys, if you like crypto content and if you're a fan of ICP, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Your guys' support is greatly appreciated, and it's what keeps me coming back each and every day with fresh content for you. But without further ado, let's take a look at ICP. As you guys can see, ICP is still holding 15% gains for the past month, as we are being traded at $3.50 with a market cap just shy of $2 billion. If you guys tuned into my ICP videos from earlier this week, I explained that this pump was not due to the overall altcoin market starting to heat up. It was actually a news-driven event. In my opinion, the reason we've seen some bullish momentum return to this project is because of this Mission 70 proposal. The team behind ICP plans to cut the project's inflation by over 70%. As it stands right now, ICP has an inflation of 9.7% annually, and as long as everything goes according to plan, that will be reduced down to 2.3% at the end of 2026. Not only is this incredibly bullish for the project, of course, but it also makes ICP one of the best layer 1 projects in terms of tokenomics. The only thing that I ever thought was slightly bearish about this project was the high inflation rate. So now that that is behind us, I believe it is time for everybody to update their thesis on this project. Because outside of the inflation rate, ICP is truly building one of the best narratives in the entire crypto space. The reason that I believe that is because not only is ICP a fantastic layer 1 in terms of blockchain technology, but they also have an emphasis on AI and privacy, which have been the two hottest sectors in the entire crypto space. Internet Computer is also continuing to push its vision as a decentralized sovereign cloud, which in my opinion is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Developers are already building AI applications on top of ICP that are completely decentralized, censorship resistant, and always online. And thanks to ICP's application Caffeine AI, you don't even need to have coding experience in order to do that. You can actually use this like a chat GPT and tell it exactly what you want the application to do, and it will build it for you in a matter of minutes. So if you've yet to check out Caffeine AI, I highly recommend doing so because it is truly incredible and it has strengthened my overall bull case for this project. And when you head over to CoinMarketCap, you can see that ICP is currently the 20th most valuable layer 1 in the crypto space. In my opinion, it deserves to be somewhere in the top 10, and I do believe that this repricing will happen at some point in 2026. Now, as it stands, to be in the top 10 as a layer 1 project, you need to have a $6 billion market cap. So that's about a 3x from the current prices of ICP, and this is also an overall bearish time in the market. So as long as 2026 ends up being as good as I expect, I believe that you will likely need to have a $15 to $20 billion market cap in order to be in the top 10 for layer 1 projects, and I think that that is easily achievable for ICP. I believe that as soon as greed and euphoria returns to the overall altcoin market, ICP could potentially get to somewhere between a $20 billion to a $50 billion market cap. So if that is the case and you are accumulating at today's price of $3.50, you could potentially 10 to 25x your money, and if it does get up to a $50 billion market cap, that would be a $100 ICP. Not a bad return in my opinion, especially considering the fact that it could happen this year. The reason that I am so bullish on the overall crypto market for 2026 is because we have officially entered the expansion phase of the business cycle. I basically talk about this in all of my videos, so I'm not going to go into depth with this concept, but basically what it means is we will have a surplus of liquidity returning to overall financial markets, and every time that we've seen this happen in the past, it has created a parabolic bull run for risk on assets like crypto. So as long as everything goes according to plan and the macro economy does not have any significant black swan events happen, I think that it is very likely we will see 2026 be the year that we all expected 2025 to be. But alright, let's go ahead and shift our attention to the overall crypto market, because I do believe that in order order for ICP to have another parabolic bull run, we do need to see big caps like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana have another leg up. But the good news is we do have quite a bit of bullish things taking place. As you can see here, the SEC and the CFTC are going to hold a joint event next Tuesday to discuss their efforts to deliver on President Trump's promise to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. Now, I don't necessarily expect anything significant to come out of this event, but guys, it's important to zoom out and just look at what's happening behind the scenes. A lot of people are bearish on crypto right now because of the recent price action, and they think that it is dead and never coming back. However, it is clear that our own government completely disagrees with that take. If crypto was truly dead and insignificant, then they would not be holding these discussions. I mean, this would be a complete waste of time in that scenario. So if you are feeling down on the overall market, it is important to remember that these types of things are taking place. Now, another thing that could be massively bullish for the overall market is the fact that the US Senate has released an updated crypto market structure bill. We were supposed to get this market structure bill approved about 2 weeks ago. However, there was some last second disagreements with Coinbase because there were some things added to the bill that were not necessarily positive for the overall crypto market. However, fortunately enough, they decided to make some revisions with this bill, and so far it looks like it is for the better for the overall industry. As you can see here, the key change was that they expanded authority for the CFTC over digital assets. This is very significant because the CFTC would be much more lenient in terms of regulations than the SEC would. This is something that we were dealing with quite a bit back in 2023 with the Gary Gensler administration. He basically viewed every single crypto outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum as a security, which of course would completely destroy any innovation for the crypto market in the United States. So the fact that this is the case is undoubtedly bullish. They are also working to create fewer gray areas between regulators, and a real framework is starting to form. They are meeting on Tuesday of next week to discuss this bill. In my opinion, as soon as it becomes clear that this will pass, and I do believe it will pass at some point within the next couple of weeks, that could potentially cause a new bullish catalyst to form for the overall crypto market, which could lead to a short-term pump for the prices of our assets. And in my opinion, this is very bullish for the long term as well, because it will make it significantly easier for banks and big institutions to invest into the crypto space and feel much more comfortable doing so. So yeah, don't underestimate the impact that this could have on this market. All right, and then last but not least, the US House has officially passed the government funding bill, so there will not be a government shutdown at the end of January. As you guys remember, we had that very long government shutdown that lasted nearly 2 months at the end of 2025, and they did end that government shutdown, but they only extended the funding until January 30th of this year. So if this didn't get passed, we could have potentially went back into another government shutdown. So in my opinion, this is very bullish because we dodged a bearish catalyst, and we will not need to worry about this for any longer. So this does clear up a bit of uncertainty that has been taking place in the overall economy. And of course, the less uncertainty, the better in terms of risk on price action. But all right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope that you all have a fantastic week. And just remember, stay strong, stay bullish, and ignore the FUD. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.